Everyone thinks the Pixel Watch 2 is yesterday's news and only worth it if you're locked into a Pixel phone, but here's the thing, in 2026 it might be the smartest Android watch buy because the fundamentals that actually matter are dialed in. I spent 30 days wearing it day and night, stacking runs, gym sessions, commutes, showers, flights, and sleep tracking. I went in expecting a budget backup to newer models. I came out surprised, not by flashy specs, by consistency. By accuracy, by a comfort factor that made me forget I was testing and just kept it on. And the one thing that nearly killed it for me, that's coming. Before we dive into what I discovered during those 30 days, quick heads up. If you're already leaning Pixel Watch 2 and want the best current price, the link's below. But hang on, because the pros and the gotchas I uncovered could save you cash and frustration. Here's why I even bothered in 2026. I wanted a compact daily watch that nails health basics and notifications without feeling like a brick. My Galaxy Watch was great until the battery anxiety crept in during travel. My Garmin is a beast for marathons but overkill for desk-to-dinner days. The original Pixel Watch had accuracy issues on my intervals and its battery gave me trust issues. So I grabbed the Pixel Watch 2 because it promised better heart rate accuracy, stress tracking, faster, more efficient chip, and true 24 hours with always-on display. Skeptical? Absolutely. I needed something small for my 6.5-inch wrist, reliable for 5K, 10K runs, good for tap-to-pay coffee, and calm enough to not buzz every 30 seconds. If it could not make it through a full day plus sleep without a mid-evening charge, it was going back. Testing time. First, battery and charging. With always-on display enabled, tilt-to-wake on, notifications normal, a 45-minute GPS run, and 16 hours of typical use, I ended most days around 22 to 28%. With always-on off, I stretched to about 36 hours, including a night of sleep tracking. An 8-hour sleep session ate roughly 10%. From 10 to 80% took me about 40 minutes on the magnetic pin puck, and a full top-up took roughly 75 minutes. But then, the catch, it does not do Qi wireless charging. If you forget the puck, you're out of luck. That stung me on a weekend trip. Visual, show the battery graph overlay and a real-time charge timer, fitness and accuracy. I paired a Polar H10 chest strap to benchmark heart rate on 3 runs, an easy 5K, a 10K with hills, and an interval workout. Average heart rate was within 1 to 2 BPM of the chest strap on the steady efforts, max heart rate within 3 BPM, and the intervals lagged by about 5 to 8 seconds during the first ramp-up, which is normal for wrist optical. GPS accuracy was solid with multipath areas downtown. My route overlay stayed on the sidewalk instead of the middle of the street in 2 out of 3 test loops. Under heavy tree cover, it wobbled but corrected quickly. Swim tracking in a 25m pool was accurate on lap count. Open water was serviceable but not perfect. Visual, overlay chest strap versus watch HR and a GPS map side by side. Smart features. Notifications came in clean, with quick replies and voice dictation that actually understood my mumbling. Google Assistant handled timers, messages, and music fluently. Tap to Pay with Wallet worked reliably at grocery terminals and subway gates. Maps turn-by-turn on wrist was clutch on a new running route. Phone calls on the LTE version were clear enough to order takeout on a windy street. But then, cross-compatibility, it works best with Pixel phones, but I ran it on a Samsung and a OnePlus with no deal-breaking quirks beyond the usual Wear OS app permissions dance. No iPhone support, full stop. Visual. Show wrist payment and a mini navigation demo. Comfort and build. The 41mm aluminum case is light, the domed Gorilla Glass looks like a pebble on the wrist, and the bottom is smooth. At 31-ish grams without strap, it disappears under sleeves. But here's where it gets interesting. The one-size approach is a blessing for small wrists, a compromise for big ones. The bezels are still chunky. You notice them during bright outdoor use. The proprietary band system is fast and secure, but you are largely locked to Google's ecosystem or adapters. Water resistance is 5 ATM, shower and pool were fine. Visual. Close-ups of the bezel edge, band swap, and water test. Safety and wellness. Fall detection and safety check worked as advertised in simulations. The body response sensor, which blends CEDA with heart rate and temperature signals, flagged 2 stressed meetings and 1 caffeine overload with uncanny timing. Sleep tracking finally lined up with how I felt, and bedtime reminders nudged me to stop doom scrolling. But then, subscriptions, deeper insights live in Fitbit Premium. You can skip it, but the advanced stress and readiness scores sit behind the paywall. My biggest surprise was heart rate accuracy over time. After 30 days, weekends, and a couple of sweaty hit sessions, the multipath heart rate sensor held its consistency. That is unusual at this price bracket in 2026, where many budget wearables drift during intervals. I also didn't expect the body response nudges to be useful, but linking spikes to calendar events helped me preempt stress with a 4-minute breathing session. Input bias matters. I logged 23 tracked workouts, 8 commutes with tap to pay, 9 nights of sleep scores compared to an Oura Ring, and 3 long runs. Against my expectation that it would feel dated next to newer models, it mostly didn't. Yes, the bezels are there. Yes, the charger is proprietary. But the day-to-day fundamentals, notifications, payments, fitness accuracy, comfort are better than the marketing hype ever conveyed in year one. Compared to newer, pricier watches with multi-day batteries, the Pixel Watch 2 trades endurance for compact comfort and reliable health data. Too good to be true. Only if you demand 2 to 3 days on a charge or a larger case size. If you can live with a nightly or near-nightly top-up, the value per dollar is excellent right now. Now that you know it nails accuracy and everyday reliability, the next step is simple. Grab it while prices are down and stock is still rotating, especially if you want LTE. I've got the best current offer linked below. Check it, then come back for the setup tips. Bottom line, the Pixel Watch 2 in 2026 is not the flashiest, it is the most quietly dependable small Android watch I have worn. Buy it if you want a compact, stylish daily driver with accurate heart rate, solid GPS, seamless Google features, and real stress tools. Skip it if you need multi-day battery, a bigger case, or iPhone support. For runners up to half marathon, commuters, students, and anyone who values comfort over bulk, it is a yes. For ultra hikers and endurance racers, go Garmin or Coros. Final thought, forget the hype cycle. This watch proves that polished fundamentals beat new for news sake every time.